Chop Toys. Got another one from my old collection. This is probably the truck I've had the longest. This is, I think, mid-60s. I'm not too up to date. This is Structo. And I think it's mid-60s, maybe early 60s. It's a Ford-style looking cab. It's a heavy-duty dump truck. It's got the single wheel. Some of these had doubles. It's pretty complete. It's missing the windshield. If anybody out there knows where a good windshield is, send me a message or something on Facebook, because they're hard to find. You can't really find replacement parts as easy for the Structo trucks as you can, say, the Tonkas or even Nylint. But this truck, like I said, was from my original collection. I started back in like 2002. And it's about the only truck I have from that era. After my divorce, I sold everything. But I was always partial to this truck. And these are cheap. This truck, I think I paid $15 for it. And the frame was bent. And it had some issues other than the cracked windshield that I removed. Bumper was bent up pretty bad and stuff like that. So I fixed it up and just kind of have always had it like it is. But I would like to add a windshield. But let me take a walk around here and see all the sides of it. So you can see it kind of does look like a Ford. It's got this raised hood. The fenders are a little bit wider, so it doesn't look like a half-ton or a one-ton. It looks like a 2 or 3 ton pickup. Wood back in the day, they had this huge bumper on these. You can see this one's got some wrinkles. I'd had this polished up real nice. I'd gotten all the rust off, but over the years it's slowly come back. And it's got not aftermarket, but it's just got regular aluminum pop rivets in the bumper for now. Because I did drill out the original ones to take it all apart to straighten the frame. Because when I got this, the frame was tweaked really bad. Somebody had spent a lot of time, I'm guessing, with their knee in the dump bed while they scooted along the ground. So it was a really clean truck. Not a whole lot of body damage other than the bumper and the windshield, but it was the frame. It had seen some use. So, yeah, these had a plastic interior. It's got a seat. Has a rubber steering wheel that mounts onto the metal. That is intact and in the truck. Looks good. And yeah, it's pretty unique styling. This is one of the better looking Structo trucks. Some of these late 50s to 70s trucks, they got real big into the cab over thing with the futuristic looking, turbine powered looking trucks, and some of that didn't go over so well. But Structo made some really cool stuff too. There's some neat little, what do they call it, the Colt. It looked like a little Bronco or Scout type deal. But Structo ended up getting sold to Erdl in the 70s, as well as True Scale. I don't have any True Scale trucks. They are very valuable, very sought after, but they were actual international trucks. They looked just like the real international pickups, but they were a little bit smaller as well. But anyway, those two companies became part of Erdl at some point in time, and things like this disappeared. So these Structo trucks were like the Nylints in regards they had a hard plastic tire with a hard plastic white wall insert and a nice looking metal hubcap. It all goes together real nice. These hold up a lot better than the Tonka rubber tires did. These are in great shape. The white walls are still very white. I don't remember if I took this apart and bleached them or cleaned them or anything 15, 19 years ago, however long it was. I don't think I did, but I could have. The hubcaps have a slight bit of rust on them, but again, it's really straight. The stickers on it are almost perfect, and there's almost no wear on the side here. We got a little bit of chipping along the edges, corner of the cab, but it's fantastic. But the main reason I kept this truck, and it's the silliest thing in the world, is the sound the hydraulic cylinder makes when you dump it. So let me see if we can get it. It's really hot in here, so it may not make it. That sound right there. I love that. It's just hilarious. And it's done it every time for 18 years. And probably long before that. It's the silliest thing, but their style of hydraulic cylinder, I don't know, I've never had one apart. They always work, so I've never had to mess with one. Tonka had a spring inside of a brass cylinder, and they were very hard. They seized up real easy over time, and these Structo ones, they were built to last. This thing just works. It's always worked. Never had to do nothing to it. It's a basic mechanism like all the trucks of the era had, just a metal latch with a little spring that returns it, and then our hydraulic cylinder here, which I don't think actually has hydraulics in it, but it could, since it does make that fluidy sound. I'm sure somebody out there will know. comment below. Moving around the back, again, very minimal wear. Truck's pretty well clean. The dump bed was perfectly straight. I had to do nothing to that. It was just the frame. It was like, I don't know, somebody stepped on it once and quit playing with it. But everything back here works. Dump bed opens right up. The sticker on this side is pretty nice as well. Tires are barely even worn. We still have the ridge in the center. It's a really nice little display truck. I've had it around. It's never been a centerpiece of the collection, but it's a nice solid unit, and I love that little sound it makes. So again, if anybody out there knows the whereabouts of a nice reproduction windshield for these Structos, or a nice original that's not busted. It seemed like all the glass on these, the way the A-pillar is with the wraparound, they just didn't hold up well over time. One hit and they shattered after so long of use. So most of them you see are busted out, just like this one was. This truck did originally have a clear window. I don't know if there was some differentiation of the years, but I've seen these with yellow windows and I've seen them with clear windows. And this truck, I remember exactly had a clear window in it. And yeah, but it doesn't have to be to replace it, but that's just, I don't know if that makes a difference, a year model. But everything's been straightened other than the bumper, and it was straightened out quite a bit from how it was. But if I do find a windshield for it, I may go ahead and pull that bumper back off and try some hammering on it, and we'll polish it back up again and make it look nice. But for now, it's just going to go back in the living room on display. So I appreciate you guys watching and checking out the channel. If you're interested in these antique toys of all kinds, trucks mainly, check out the rest of the channel if you're new, and stick around. Got more to come. So yeah, be sure to follow along on Instagram, #ChopToys. You can see stuff coming up in videos and things like that. But appreciate y'all watching. See y'all in the next one.